Scott, I came here today to give the X-Men a chance to show the world that mutants are just like us. People. Normal. And you lie. Why lie?
Because you're normal.
Excuse me?
I said because you're normal. You're ungrateful. We fight, risk our lives for you. Evil mutants, robots, crazy aliens. I gave him up. I gave him up because you can't say thank you. Because I have to stomach your questions and prove that I'm a person. I lie because the truth is we're nothing like you. Thank God, because it's the only reason you people are still alive.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
All right, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Boom.
Oh shit, are you doing Roger and Zap? Can't do that. You can't do that. That takes me back. That takes me back. You can't do that. That's the one thing you can't. That's the one thing you can't do. To the house. Now we can't do the show. Now I'm done. Good night, everybody. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies Nursery Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, aka I Stayed Into the Eclipse, and I didn't get any damn superpowers. With my co-host.
Damn it. Yeah, this is Eli, aka Jay Daniels is my final girl.
Who is Jay Daniels? Porn star?
No.
Okay.
It's that book. I was reading a book with no pictures this week.
I'm thinking of Stormy Daniels. Okay, you're right.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
We're off to a great start. Okay.
And then we can segue right into the X-Men. Stormy
Daniel. Yeah. Porn Storm. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And like I said, also to our third host, the AI. Because let's be honest with you, eventually they're gonna just run the show by itself. Eli, they give me so many options where I can just actually click and I can pick a title, I can pick a thumbnail. Eventually, it's gonna pick a podcast. Like, what do you want your podcast to be? Just do it, and we're gonna be sleeping.
Yeah.
And
they'll do all the talking for us. So yeah,
we welcome for us. They've already got all our data. They're gonna have like digital clones of us.
Yeah, we like Max Headroom and shit.
Right. We're one step away. We're one step away from it.
Yes. We give thanks to our overlords, the AI.
Might as well embrace it now. Damn it, that's what I should have did. Anyway, all right. So before we get into some heavy stuff, I'm gonna get to some heavy stuff. Eli said he's out of this. So let's get into some light stuff first. Like I said, Eli, Monday was a thing that everybody gathered around and had fun with. The eclipse, you know.
I couldn't because it was fucking raining here.
Oh, everybody but Eli. Everybody else in New York was like barbecuing and shit. Like, why are you barbecuing doing an eclipse? Like, why is this a social event? It's just stick your ass outside and say. But here's the thing, Eli. I got you because I stepped outside and took a picture of the eclipse.
Did you look right at it?
I did look right at it because they told me I was going to get superpowers if I stared into the eclipse and I didn't get shit. Anyway, or I don't think I did.
What if you got a shitty superpower though?
Yeah, like a beak or some shit. I don't know, something like that. Web toes or some shit, like nothing cool, like Omega level. Anyway, here's what we have. Okay, so like I said, I stepped outside with my iPhone because we still got.
Let me put my glasses on. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, is this on time lapse?
No, that's real time.
Okay.
Why was it moving? I have no idea. Like, why is it moving so fast? And then it just went away. Boom.
Maybe you were floating, man. Maybe you did get superpower.
Maybe I did get superpowers. I was like right there with it, So I don't know. But that was, just in my honest opinion from watching it, I thought that was pretty damn cool. Just like, this is cool shit. Because I just walked outside because, it got dark and stuff. So I'm like, let's see what's going on. So, yeah. I thought it. So anybody got a chance to see the eclipse is cool. Like I said, where I stayed at, I didn't get the full eclipse. I think I got 80% eclipse like that. But, 80% is doable.
Yeah, it was cloudy here. Last time too. The one like 5 years ago or whatever it was.
I remember that one. Yeah,
that one it was cloudy here too then. So
you can't catch a break.
I've seen a few lunar eclipses in my day, but yeah. So.
And the blood moon. I wish you could take a picture of blood. Next blood moon, I'm taking a picture.
Well, up here because I'm in the north, like we have, I must say, Minnesota, like, or at least in my area, we get some pretty spectacular moon rises where the moon is like gigantic in the sky and red and all kinds of colors and shit. So that is pretty cool, and that happens almost every night.
And y'all don't hear like wolves howling and shit whenever that happens like that.
And I did get to see the Northern Lights like last year. Up
Nice.
here. So that was pretty cool.
So yeah, like I said, we talk about all this fantastical shit and all this fictional shit when real awesome shit is happening around us all the time. So,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to step outside and touch grass.
Yeah, use the force, man.
Yeah, it's all around us. It binds us. It goes through us. Or whatever sexual shit Yoda was saying. But anyway. Anyway, let's go to the next thing. Let's talk about this. Let's say rest in to Orenthal James Simpson. Yes, let's talk about it briefly. He passed this week. I didn't know he had prostate cancer. It was a thing. I guess he kept it to himself. That's it. Let's just talk about some things that he did. Like I said, he played in the NFL. Don't ask where he played college. I'm not that deep into it. I read comics. I don't watch sports. So anyway, I do know from what I've read from Wiki that he still holds the single season average record of yards in a season. So that's pretty cool. He was the first one to do 2,000 yards in a season. Pretty cool. He was a commentator for NFL Monday Night Football or something, I guess. Yeah, what else did he do? Oh, he was a sports person. He was loving. You know what? A thing about OJ, what I realized, Eli, because like I said, a lot of people only know him for one thing. But before he got into all that bullshit, you can almost say that he was like Will Smith before Will Smith. Basically.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. Yeah,
it tracks. Think about it. Okay, he's the one black guy that every white person likes until they don't. He was just the poster child for that. He was just there, So yeah, so when you think OJ, because let's go a little bit deeper for those who don't know about OJ. Before all that bullshit happened, he was in the running for Terminator. I know you know about this, Eli.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay, but the reason he lost to Arnold Schwarzenegger was because they didn't believe he was convincing as a killer. That's what they said. I don't know if that's true or not. Nice. But that's what they said. He was too nice, but that's what they said about that. But even though he wasn't in that, he was in other movies. Like I said, he was in the severely underrated Naked Gun trilogy.
I recently watched that shit like a year or two ago, and I was still laughing my ass off. Maybe because I'm old. Yeah, maybe because I'm old or whatever, but I was still laughing my ass off.
And the thing is, I'm scared to watch it again because I don't know if it holds up. All I know is that when I watched it came out, I was laughing my ass off.
No, there was some scenes that still hold up that I was just rolling.
Okay, like I said, that is our recommendation. Though I watch the whole trilogy. Watch the whole trilogy, Naked Gun trilogy.
Nice beaver. Just had it stuffed.
I just had it stuffed. Oh yeah, and what is that? Like I said, he was in all of them. Nordberg or whatever his name was. Matter of fact, this is the first time I've ever heard of O.J. Simpson from this movie. I didn't know who he was. I just think that he was a big deal. O.J. was doing a movie like, who's O.J. Simpson? Okay, that's the thing. So he was a big deal, right? That they thought this was going to be his break in Hollywood, and it might have been until. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's just briefly talk about that. Now, look, whether you believe it or don't believe it or think he did anything, I'm not gonna get into it. Have at it what you will. Eli, I'm sure you have strong opinions on it, but whatever you want to believe is whatever you want to believe. I'm not gonna get into it. Point is, the trial changed America. It really did. It was a big trial. People don't understand how big this trial was. Eli, this trial invented the Kardashians.
And like almost reality TV and
reality TV. It was like our first step in reality TV. Like it was a soap opera. It was a thing that we just could not get away from. We could not escape. It was just everywhere. Matter of fact,
I didn't follow it, but I always heard about what was happening.
Okay, do you at least remember the Dancing Itos?
I remember Judge Ito. Yes.
But do you remember the dancing Itos?
I do. Yeah, I remember all
Okay.
that shit. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't thought about that. Like, I forgot he even existed until you just mentioned.
Yes, and I just said that because everybody from that trial became a celebrity. Johnny Cochran, Robert Kardashian, Judge Ito, Marsha Thompson, what was the black dude name?
Marsha
Chris
Clark
Bedard. Who did I say? Marsha Thompson?
Thompson.
Oh, she's a local news person here. Marsha Clark. Marsha Clark? What's her name?
Yeah, Marsha Clark.
Okay. Christopher Darden. Everybody remember that? All these names are like famous to people, but they just did this one thing and that was it. And the thing about
And
this crowd.
the only reason why I know who Marsha Clark is because I was watching an Andrew Dice Clay comedy special. Yeah, Andrew Dice Clay. And he was talking about doing things while she was on TV watching the
Oh, wow. Okay.
It was hilarious. Yeah,
Yeah.
I laugh at Andrew Dice Clay. He's funny to me.
But that's the thing. That's how big this. Like people do not understand. If you weren't there at the time, you will never know how big this thing was. I was watching the NBA playoffs. I remember. Now maybe I'm miscorrected. I remember the Houston Rockets versus the Phoenix Suns. It was in the playoffs. I think it was Game 7. I didn't know what was going on, and boom, OJ dumbass and his white Bronco just interrupted the fucking game, so I couldn't watch it in live TV to know what was going on. And yeah, he just drug everybody down there. So and pretty much from then on, they were showing it 24/7. If they wasn't showing the trial, they were talking about it. They were analyzing it. They were discussing it. It gripped everybody. Yes, it invented reality TV. It invented the Kardashians. It invented the E! Channel. And it invented celebrity like gossip. Really was because we weren't really into like celebrities' backstories like that. Celebrities were a thing, and that was it. We didn't know what celebrities did behind the scenes. So that's why when OJ got convicted of whatever it was, or accused of whatever it was so shocking. It's like I said, he was Will Smith before Will Smith. So finding out that he may or may not have killed 2 people, we're like, what? OJ or Orenthal? But that's all I got. Like I said, rest in whatever. I'm sure he's looking up at us, smiling, prayers down for Orenthal.
Mhm.
All right. Now, I know you want to talk about something, Eli, so let's go ahead and address what you got going on. So,
Oh yeah. I'd like to say yes. Good journey to Jeffrey Verigi. He is that indigenous comic book artist who.
Hold up, I got you, Eli. I got you. Let me throw some art. Okay.
Yeah, he did a lot of covers for Marvel, IDW, Boom, Dynamite, and he was getting a lot of traction in the last few years. Remember that the Marvel Voices, Indigenous Voices or whatever that came out a few years ago?
Yeah, I'm saying it looked familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, he did all the variant covers. I got all those variant covers, hoping I would see him at a con one day, but sadly, ain't gonna get that chance. He passed away this weekend. Complications from lupus. So he's been in the hospital for the past few years.
Okay.
In and out of
is
comas.
This something you knew about, or
yes, because
Okay.
his wife. I followed him on Facebook, and his wife would give update. Give everybody updates on what was going on. He was going through kidney failures, pneumonia, in and out of comas for the past few years.
Mhm.
And I guess he just couldn't, just never recovered. So he passed away this weekend. Sad news for the indigenous geek community, nerd community.
I feel like you made that up. I feel like you coined that.
I did not.
You did not. Okay. I was because if not, you should take credit for that.
Nerd. No, I said.
Yeah.
Well, remember I did
He
geek
like this a
sabs.
quarter anytime
Yeah.
somebody says that.
I tried. I thought Geek Sabs was going to take off. It did not. But yeah, he was getting some traction. He was getting like legitimate work. He was what tribe was he from? The Pacific Northwest, up in Washington, Washington State, Snoqualmie or something like that. But anyways, he incorporated that art style, his tribal art style, into pop culture. I mean, if those Marvel heroes, they look like they were drawn in that line work that you see in the Pacific Northwest. So he had a very distinctive style. His work was got featured in the Smithsonian Museum. So he was getting a big name for himself. And sadly he passed away. So good journey to Jeffrey Veregi.
So thanks. Okay. Moving on to the next part of the podcast. Like I said, now we're going to talk about what we came to talk about. We're going to talk about episode 5 that everybody is talking about. This is a big deal. This is a big deal what's going on right now. This episode 5 of X-Men 97. Now, Eli, before you saying you didn't see it, right?
I did not see it yet. No, I'm behind. I was reading a book with no pictures this week. So yeah, I'm behind on some things.
So while we were watching cartoons, Eli was culturing himself, improving himself. Okay, cool.
Now, reading about Jade Daniels. There you go.
Not a porn star, but yeah. All right. Yeah. Now, did you hear anything about this episode?
I've been hearing the buzz. I hear I heard that it's a big thing and people are freaking out, and the ex-geeks are like going nuts, and some big shit happened. And I hear there's some casualties. So
that's what happened.
Go ahead and spoil it.
Okay, like I said, this is X-Men Red Wedding, basically, if you want to go there. I didn't even watch that show, but it just permeated pop culture.
I get that.
Good, because I don't get it. I just saw it on Twitter. I was like, I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna just say it anyway. Anyway, here's the thing about this episode. Now, Eli, we like live in this bubble, right? This podcast is pretty much a bubble of just nerddom, nerd and blurred shit, whatever like that. So a lot of shit like we just talk about here, and only people that listen to this podcast know what we're talking about. However, every now and then we talk about stuff that kind of like spills out into like everyday people, like people that don't follow this shit. Like even people that I weren't expecting to follow X-Men are talking about this episode. Like when the first episode of X-Men 97 came out, people were like, okay, that's cool. I'm gonna sit up and watch this show with some cereals on Saturday morning. Nostalgia feel like that.
In my underwear.
Yeah. In my underwear. Give me this feel, my Spider-Man underoos, or something like that. Now, by we get to episode 5, we're like, man, what the fuck? Now people are
crying in your cereal.
You're right, crying in your cereal, like, yes. Yes, everything gives you trauma now, even your Saturday morning cartoons. So yes, you can't get away from it. So anyway, let's just talk about it. And the funny thing is, I gotta like I said, I'm that guy, so everybody just text me and see what's going on. So since it got so big, people texting me, what is that thing, Leroy, that everybody's talking about? What's that, Superman 27? Like, no. X-Men 97, and here's a link. Just go watch it from there,
Is that a porn?
Yeah, right. Maybe so. All right. So what was the big thing that happened? The shocker, Eli. The shocker. I'm just gonna come out the gate and just tell you what the fuck happened. Bam! Gambit dies. Oh no!
Gambit dies.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, okay. Well, okay. I guess that's sad.
What did you hear?
I thought like Magneto died and shit.
Oh yeah, he died too. But yeah, but yeah, we're not really worried about him right now.
Magneto always dies.
Yeah, he always dies. But
he's dead right now. He's being resurrected as we speak.
He's back. He got better. He got better.
Oh,
he got better this week. I didn't read it, but
okay.
We know it's coming back. It's like
he got resurrected this week. He's always that motherfucker
this
dies
every week. He shows up. Matter of fact. Spoiler for later on in this episode, with nothing related to X-Men, but yes, we're gonna come back to that. Put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Krakoan age, all the X-Men die all the time.
Anyway, can I cry for something? Can I cry on the podcast? The trouble. Fuck
yeah. Pour one out for Gambit. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Gambit. I never like Gambit. He was my least favorite out of that group anyway, like that.
So shitty. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where everybody's saying it's the greatest episode every time because their favorite whatever died, all this shit like that. But he went out. He went out like a fucking.
Weren't they just ragging on him like a couple weeks ago for wearing a crop top or some shit?
This episode, how he was a cook and all this shit like that, and sit down and Magneto's banging his girl and all that shit. Like, yes, they doing all this shit this episode, and then kill him off. So like if they're gonna put us through that, might as well just kill him off.
Was Rogue ever his girl? I mean, he can't touch her.
He can't touch her. Yeah. So they're.
He's in the friend zone. He's been friend zone, man.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, she likes him as a friend. Meanwhile, Magneto is like, while the danger room is on, don't come in here. I'm training.
if the danger room's knocking or rocking, don't come
a knocking. Right. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. So, but here's the thing: take all the Gambit dying, all the shit. Take all the Magneto dying and shit. Take all that shit out there, Eli. Pretend like none of that shit exists. I'm still saying this episode is the best single episode that Disney Plus has dropped of anything. I'm still
Of
saying
anything.
of anything.
Really?
Of anything. I'll put that against anything.
Really?
Whatever you want to put on there. Eli, I already know you can come back like the fuck.
Re-
I don't
Moon
care.
Knight?
I'm putting-
Man, you better
Yes,
than Moon Knight?
better than Moon Knight, better than She-Hulk, better than Secret Invasion.
Or Secret Invasion?
I know this is
But,
high
yeah.
praise. Yes.
Better than Megan Thee Stallion? On
Yes, and
She-Hulk?
twerking yes like that. Yes. And like Megan Thee Stallion, this Gambit dying. Yes.
I don't believe you.
So, like I said, take all that bullshit out of there. What makes this episode great? Now, here's the thing, Eli. The main thing you don't like about X-Men, you said repeatedly because you said it's a soap opera. But what I realized from watching this episode, the main thing I like about X-Men is the soap opera. Because
I understand that. Yeah.
yes, because the thing is, like I said, this was a 30-minute episode. Now, since we all know about X-Men lore, we talk about X-Men lore on this show. Eli, I seen them run through about 5 different X-Men storylines from the comics and about 2 entire runs in 30 minutes. How they pull that shit up, I have no idea. But they were just like, okay, the episode is basically Genosha. And then they went through the entire Genosha era and the Krakoa age all in 30 minutes. So when I'm watching it, I'm thinking like, okay, we're finally introducing Genosha. Okay, I'm thinking it's going to be at the end of the season. Because, like I said, anybody that read the comics, we know about Genosha. We know in Genosha, it's all about the Ether extinction. Yeah, Wilson's going to show up, start murdering people, massacring people like that. We know that's coming. So it wasn't a shock to us. But the problem was, I was thinking, okay, it's going to be the season finale. It's going to be the beginning of the next season, or maybe season 3. You know, we're going to like live in Genosha and for a while. No. They started Genosha in the beginning of this episode. They killed Genosha at the end of this episode. It all happened in one episode. So 20 minutes in, when I start hearing bombs go off and shit like that, I'm like, wait. We're here? We're already here? It's happening now? Like,
What? But Genosha was back in the old 90s cartoon too, wasn't it?
Right. But remember in the old Genosha, it was like that mutant concentration camp.
Yeah.
So now this was like the Grant Morrison era where he turned Genosha, because before Krakoa they turned Genosha into the mutant.
Oh, like the safe haven or whatever, like
the safe haven like that.
The
So
mutant
it was
state
that.
or whatever.
Yeah. So the episode began with them. That it had like a statue of Magneto on one side, Charles Xavier on one side, welcoming the mutants in there. You had all the mutants in there. Everybody celebrating. Everybody having fun. Eli, they had my girl in there. Where's my girl? I am. Oh, here she go.
Emma Frost.
Dazzler. Fuck her.
Dazzler. That's your girl.
Yes, that's my girl. I already told you Dazzler was my girl. Give me Dazzler. I'm there. So I was like, Dazzler's gonna show up in this episode. Dazzler's here. They had Dazzler in there. She like dancing shit like that. Here's the thing. They were playing a song. They had the Hellfire Gala in here. Like already. Oh, where is it? Yeah. So they had the Genoshan, the Ether Extinction, Mutant Massacre, Hellfire Club, all this shit in 30 minutes. How they do that? And they were playing a song that I thought is that from Dazzler's mixtape they doing? Nah, it was from Ace of Base. So from the 80s. So they fooled me. They got me, but that's okay. What else we got going on here? I don't even know what this is right here. What is this?
Ace of. Oh, okay.
You
Ace
know
of the
Ace.
90s.
I know you know Ace.
Yeah. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, if I play the song, you'll know it, but I'm not going to play it because I'm going to get copyrighted. Anyway, they had, they had another story, like all the bullshit I'm talking about right here. They had like this whole soap opera shit going on right now. They had the storyline and Grant Morrison did a storyline where Cyclops and Emma Frost was cheating. Well, Cyclops was cheating on Jean Grey with Emma Frost, but she was psychically dressing up like Jean Grey. Because like she like a fetish kink type shit, and Jean Grey caught them in the psychic plane, Cyclops cheating on her. So in this storyline, it was Madeline Pryor doing that shit, psychically cheating on Jean Grey, and she caught them. Like I'm like, okay, this isn't that goddamn soap opera going on right now. But my favorite line in there, like I said, aside from all the bullshit going on like that, when Cyclops gave their speech on that TV, because they were basically doing a reality show on the X-Men. They invited a news crew over there like that, and Cyclops gave that speech that made me go like, oh, hell yeah. Basically, he said, fuck humans, basically. So if you know this, it sound out of character, it sound out of context. But if you know the storyline, they're kind of hitting at where they're going. The whole Cyclops was right era. Well, basically, like I said, if they're doing what I think they're doing, like I said, if Magneto is dead, which happened in the comics because Magneto dies all the time, Cyclops more or less takes his baton and runs with it, and basically becomes like, I'm the new bad motherfucker, and the X-Men got to take him down because he's just that fucking crazy. you know. So I'm like, damn, that's awesome. And another thing, Eli, the animation is mwah, chef's kiss. The old Saturday morning 90s cartoon was nothing like this. This is anime. This is like, if you're watching this, it's like watching an anime. I've heard a lot of people saying that, like, damn, is this an anime? You know, just because of the action, the way it's flowing, it's like that. Like Disney is pouring money into this shit. Like when Gambit finally goes out and he takes down the Wild Sentinel with all the crazy powers and shit. Even before he does that, and it's like it gives you Akira vibes. They are purposely trying to give you Akira vibes from this episode.
Cool.
I'm like, wow, okay.
I have been noticing that the animation has been better than on
Yeah, at times, like I said, you can tell they do some cheap animation sometimes, but when they want to put some money into it, and then you got all the blah, 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 all this shit like that. Yeah, Invincible do the same thing also. Like Invincible seems choppy at sometimes, but then when it comes to the big action scenes, all of a sudden you can tell where the money going.
All the razzmatazz.
All the razzmatazz. You can tell when they put the money in and when they don't put the money.
They're putting in the Ritz.
Mm-hmm. So it's all there. So, like I said, when Genosha's getting leveled and wiped out, it's horrifying, but it's awesome at the same time. I'm like, just like because of the animation, everything going on. Like, damn, they really putting some money. It's like very well animated. Like if they would have put this episode in the movie theater and sell it to, like, I wouldn't complain. I would like, I'm getting my money's worth. Some people are saying they saw The Watcher in there. I didn't see it, but they're saying like right before the shit went down.
Oh, okay.
Maybe,
I can kind of see that.
Maybe not. It's up for interpretation. If you want to say The Watcher there, cool. If not, whatever. So yeah. So that's why I say this episode was awesome. I know everybody else was saying it's awesome because they killed Gambit. That shocking death shit, that don't get me. And another thing people are saying, well, obviously, because Cable showed up like 5 seconds in this show. It was like, no, it's supposed to happen. And then they start blowing up shit like that. So a lot of people are thinking that they're going up. What we got?
You are only.
You are
cool. Well, thanks for listening.
What is that? I can't.
Unly or only or something.
I am unly. Is that a new slang term? Is that what the kids are saying these days? These TikTokers. What was I getting there? Oh yeah, a lot of people are saying that because the show is so shocking. Like I said, and the reason I'm saying I don't think Magneto died because you didn't see the body. You know the rule. You know the rule.
Yeah.
If you don't see the body, Plus, in the Efi Extinction storyline in the comics, Magneto survived anyway. He survived, Emma Frost survived because that's when she found out she can turn diamond. So she was there. They had the Quiet Council in this episode. I'm like, how are they squeezing this much shit in 30 minutes?
The Quiet Council.
They had the Quiet Council in here. Yes.
Like Apocalypse and Sinister and Emma Frost.
Not the crazy. No. Okay, they didn't go that crazy. They basically they hinted like Emma Frost was there, Moira McTaggart was there. Not Apocalypse and all those folks like that. So, but it was enough people like, what the fuck y'all doing? The Quiet Council? Okay, y'all are digging in the crates with this X-Men episode. So as an X-Men fan, you see all little bitty shit going on, and like I'm like, hell yeah, this is, you're giving me what I want. A lot of people are thinking that they're going to do some time travel, multiverse bullshit to unwrap the thing because they were so shocked at the ending. Because like I said, we saw Genosha getting leveled coming. But if you don't know that storyline, you won't know Genosha's getting leveled. You just thinking like, okay, it's some good shit, and then everybody just get wiped out left and right. So you're thinking Cable's gonna go back in time and change some shit. I'm hoping to God they do not do that. Do not undo any of this. It's happened. Move on, because if you do that, honestly, you will erase all the goodwill these last 5 episodes have gave us. If you just time travel, everybody's back. Fuck it, never happened. It was a dream. Jean Grey was asleep the whole time, or Professor X was asleep the whole time. Don't do that. Make it stick. Make it happen. Now, if you bring Magneto back because he wasn't really dead and came back, that's that. But Gambit, fuck Gambit, leave him dead. Just leave him on the ground. Just go do some other shit. That's my whole thing with that. So, also, like I said, I'm rating this episode 6.5 out of 5. Like I said, even if you don't know anything about the X-Men, you can jump into this episode. They will tell you what you need to know. And these 5 episodes get it. Now, not only said, I'm going a little bit further than that. Okay, that dude, the show creator that died, I'm sorry, got fired. What the fuck was I thinking about? He didn't die. He's still he's alive.
He got fired. The guy who got fired or whatever.
Yeah, the guy that got fired. Okay, so here's what he said. Like I said, he's been off. He deactivated his Twitter. Oh, what's going on? But he went back on Twitter and he basically saying like, y'all like episode 5? Y'all thought episode 5 drained you? That was nothing. That was more warm up. The real episodes where shit goes down is episode 8 through 10. We're like, the fuck? That's the shit. Like, that's the shit I'm worried about. He said episode 5 was the first thing that he pitched to Kevin Feige. And Kevin Feige greenlit it just off that. So, but episode 8 through 10, like the season finale, is the shit that where he said shit really goes down. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. So I'm like, I know what's gonna happen. But here's my thing, Eli. Now I know the guy's name against my will because I went on there. His name is Bo DeMayo. Now, like I said, I don't know if this was an issue with Disney and him like that, but the thing was when I went on his Twitter page to read everything he was going, and here's the thing. Like I said, with Genosha getting wiped out, I was thinking that it was a analogy to maybe Black Wall Street. You know, the mutants having their own thing, they build their own thing, and then they get wiped by something like that. But what he was making analogy to was 9/11. I'm like, huh. Okay. I see that. Okay. So that's where he was going with it when he pitched his 9/11, even though I was thinking of Black Wall Street. But I guess you can put whatever you want to in there.
You can put whatever like traumatic event.
Right.
You know.
And that's what the X-Men have always been. The X-Men has always been a stand-in for XXXXX, whatever you want to put in.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but here's my thing, Eli. I scrolled down a little bit too far on his Twitter page. I went just a step too far. Because remember they said he had like an OnlyFans. He had a link to his OnlyFans on his Twitter. Well,
is that why he got fired?
I don't know. All I know is that I went too far and I saw stuff I can't unsee, Eli. So since I had to go through it, fuck it, y'all got to go through it too.
Damn, that guy's
hey.
He need to be in movies and shit, not making them.
Right. So yes, because I had to watch it. Eli, you gotta watch it. Everybody watch this. Y'all gotta watch it. Yes, fuck y'all.
There's your new Kang.
Let's move on. Let's move on past it. Eli, no, Gambit dying didn't traumatize me. That traumatized me. Let's move on past this. Oh shit. Okay.
So 10 out of 5 tacos. X-Men episode 5.
Damn it! I did not want to scroll down. I've learned my lesson, Eli. Do not scroll too far on Twitter. That shit will fuck you up. All right. Anyway, let's go to the video game. Let's go to the video game section. We got some more shit for you. We talked about because we saw another TV show that is related to video games. So, like I said, we got a bunch of video games, and Eli saw it, and Eli's gonna give you the dirt, the nitty gritty, all he can give you on this fantastic. I guess fantastic. I don't know. We're gonna talk about what we got.
Yeah, it ain't much.
Fallout.
It ain't much. Yeah,
it ain't much. Yeah,
I can't give too much dirt on Fallout. Yeah, I am not a Fallout expert by no means. Mm-hmm. I didn't even watch the whole show yet, so I'm about halfway through the series, and I am enjoying it. I find it interesting. I played one of the games. I didn't finish it. Briefly. For about a week.
Do you know which one?
Either 3 or 4. It might have been 4. I don't know. So I am not well versed in Fallout. I tried playing one of the games. It takes too fucking long. I ain't into that role playing shit, RPG, open world shit. It's where you gotta get points for your mana and your charisma and your endurance and all that shit. And upgrade armor. I ain't got time for that shit. So
okay, can we talk about Fallout the game for a second?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Let's rewind this. What is the game is about? Okay, so a lot of people got familiar with Fallout because of it was on Xbox and PlayStation, like Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. But what about Fallout 2 and Fallout 1? Nobody ever talks about those games.
Oh yeah.
And
so go ahead.
I'm saying that's Fallout 2 right there. So it actually started out as a role-playing game. That's how it started out as. So that's where you got all that mana and charisma and like Final Fantasy like shit, because that's how it started out. It was the same thing, post-apocalyptic, whatever like that. But then when Bethesda got it, because I don't think Bethesda started the franchise, I think they bought the franchise. And when they bought the franchise, that's when it turned into a first-person shooter, but they incorporated elements from part 1 and part 2, where you had the, do this and do that, blah, 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 find stuff, so they kind of like combine them in all of one thing. That's why it's kind of like a first-person shooter, but not a first-person shooter.
The action role-playing game.
The action role-playing game. So they try to have the cake and eat it too. Not my cup of tea. Some people love that game. Some people
Yeah.
they've been releasing them over and over again. I couldn't get the story. I fell asleep on it. I think 3 or 4. I don't know. I think I was like going through the wasteland. It basically, okay, for those that remember my Starfield review, Fallout is that, but in a post-apocalyptic. So it's just as boring as that game. I thought. I wasn't into it. It just was what it was, you know.
Yeah, I played it for about a week, and like the storyline. I like the concept of, you know, it's 200 years into the future, this alternate timeline, this like where World War III or whatever happened in 1950 or something, or the
Right.
50s. So it's all this like 50s technology and shit. You know,
and that's
50s.
from the game. The game did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So it's like I was into that concept in these vaults, these underground vaults, and I just remember playing as I come out of the vault and the world's all fucked up, and I get a dog and a robot, and I'm collecting trash and bottle caps and shit. And
Yeah, you're doing a lot of trash and bottle cap shit. Yeah,
yeah.
be prepared for that. Yeah,
Occasionally I shoot like some bugs and giant rats, and then I meet up with some
zombies
people.
pop
And
out and
I didn't even get to the zombies, but
you didn't get to the zombies.
I didn't get to the zombies.
When I got to the zombies in the game, I was like, okay, finally, something's happening. You know.
Yeah, I didn't get that far. So but I did think that the concept was pretty cool. So that's why I'll check out this show. You know. So I watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I'm into it. I'm sure if I was a fan of the game, I would probably like appreciate the Easter eggs, because I can tell, you know, they'll show.
I mean, because they said something about bottle caps on there. Like, I'll pay you 1,000 bottle caps if you shoot this motherfucker. Like, oh, so they got the bottle caps in there. So yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. Like sometimes they'll show like a symbol, or they'll show like a name, and then the ominous music starts playing. Yeah, and I'm like, oh,
that Fault Boy, Pip Boy, what Vault Boy, whatever, that mascot, the guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy, that dude.
The thumbs up guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So some music will start playing as, oh, this must mean something. I don't know what it means, but I'm sure the fans are going wild right now. Yeah. You know. But no, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the post-apocalyptic, you know, this alternate universe or alternate timeline of 1950s dystopian future with the 1950s tech. You know, the big toasters and the ham radios and the diners.
That seemed to be a theme, like in post-apocalyptic shows. Like whenever the timeline ends, everybody's kind of stuck in that time period. What did we just watch? Twisted Metal.
Oh yeah.
So everybody.
Well, that was like the 90s, because they were going through malls
like
and shit.
like 2000s. Like it was like 2000.
Yeah.
Whenever Thong Song came out, that's when the world ended. So, yeah.
So there's all this old timey like ragtime music is like always playing in the background and shit.
And I do like how the girl, like, because she talks like she's from the 50s, she says shit like okie dokie and holy moly and stuff like that. Like, she rarely curses because she's in that 50s time frame where everybody else like fucked up, you know, like that. Yeah. So all that stuff I enjoy. I do like. I honestly, like, I'm just 2 episodes in. I think I'm on 3rd episode, just going into it. I'm really digging this show right now. And I like it. Let's break down. Okay, there's been 3 video game shows that have came out so far, all dealing with post-apocalypse. Okay, so we talk about Twisted Metal, was on Peacock, post-apocalyptic. Yeah. Let's talk about The Last of Us, post-apocalyptic.
I didn't watch that one, but yeah, everyone says it's good.
Did you play the game?
I never finished the game, but I did play the game.
Okay, and so you got that, and you got Fallout. So all 3 post-apocalyptic shows. Now, tone-wise of all those shows, let's talk about The Last of Us. I think The Last of Us, because it was like super, super serious and down. Like, it just wants you to just be depressed watching that show when you're watching. So
it reminded me of. Well, I didn't watch it, but the clips I seen did remind me of Walking Dead. So, okay, which is just very bleak, and depressing.
That's that. So let's go to Twisted Metal, where it's also post-apocalyptic, but it's more campy, fun, upbeat, not taking itself too seriously, you know, which is nothing like the game.
Cheesy, very cheesy. Yeah,
the game was nothing like that, but that's okay. That's the tone they want to take. That's it. So you got Last of Us, super serious. You got Twisted Metal, fun game, like that. I feel like this show, from what I've seen so far, like I said, you're further than I am from what I am right there. It feels like it's in the middle.
Yeah, like there's like funny. Yeah, there's funny scenes like where it sort of goes to parody, where it feels like it's satire. It is making fun of, our culture and the world. You can there is a definite
There's some social
yeah.
commentary in this. Yes.
Yeah, there's some socio-political themes going on throughout, but there's times where it does feel like it does go into like lean into satire and farce, if you will. But but yeah, I mean, there is it gets very violent.
Yeah, but right, very violent. The show will take its seriously when it needs to.
Yeah,
because that was that opening. There was nothing jokey about that shit.
Yeah. And that reminded me of the game I was playing. One of the it might have been 4, where you start out like the bombs are falling. You got to get into the vault.
Okay,
and then
I didn't play that one. I must play 3.
And then you get frozen. You're like frozen for 200 years in like a cryo chamber, and then you wake up 200 years later, and the world's all fucked up, and you go out and Mad Max world and shit. But but yeah, I mean, it's doing just enough to keep me interested, because I am enjoying it for the most part. I think if I was a fan of the game, I'd probably appreciate the Easter eggs and the references a little more, and because I've been seeing everybody, this game's like this show's the best show ever. I loved the game. What, like, some people are saying one of those games is like their favorite game of all time and shit. So
I've heard people say that. I've heard people say it before, to be honest.
Yeah. I know, what's his name? Wade Adams. Remember from Comicast?
Adam Wade Adams, yeah.
Adam Wade, he had that helmet of the Knight.
He did.
The Knight helmet. Yeah, he had that displayed. Like he was into that shit.
Yeah, he was like really into that. I've even heard people say they beat it. I'm like, you beat it? How do you beat that game?
Long time, and that's what I've heard. I've heard like you have to like dedicate like a lot of time to those.
Yeah, games. Like all again, like that, Skyrim, Starfield, all those games that the Bethesda make, you pretty much they need to be your only game if you plan on beating it.
Yeah, you're only
So
if you don't like quit your job and just play the game.
Yeah, pretty much that's it. So no, but I'm loving it. I'm loving this show right now, Eli. I'm loving the tone, the vibe of it, just what they're giving me so far on it. I do like that the show, like I said, I'm not that well versed in the Fallout. I understand the concept of Fallout, but this show just throws you into it. It doesn't give you any lore. It doesn't give you. It just boom, you're there.
Yeah.
Go.
And I think it does just enough to keep new viewers like up to date, because like we're used to post-apocalyptic storylines. They're nothing new. But I like this approach. Like I said, I like the aesthetics. I like that 1950s sort of environment with the the hose and the vacuum tubes and shit, and that old tech, like the big toasters and ham radios and the big giant like ray guns. Like it looks like old 50s sci-fi movies with the ray guns and shit.
Right.
The old rocket
they
ships.
were going for it. Yeah.
Yeah, the old rocket ships, the cowboy shits, and that cheesy old 50s country music playing in the background. Like I like the aesthetic. I like the feel of it. There is a couple of storylines that I'm not like, when I kind of check out the shit going on in the vault. When that shit comes on, I kind of check out. I'm more interested in what's her name, Lucy, and the Night guy, Maximus or whatever, the Night, and the ghoul guy.
Because at first the first 2 episodes, I'm into the vault. But Lucy was there. So
yeah, she ends up leaving, but they still deal with. At the
point now, she goes on her quest or whatever. Yeah,
but they still deal with what's going on in the vault, and I kind of think I know where that's going. So it's like, okay, they're dragging out a mystery that I kind of think I know the answer to. So I'm like, when that shit happens, I kind of
I guess I gotta get those acts something to do, because in the game, when you leave the vault, that's it. The vault's gone.
Yeah,
you're in the world. You're in the thick of it now. So
because they hint around that vault tech, or that company that built all the vaults. They're like a corrupt corporation that was doing some shady shit. So I can kind of tell where that storyline is going. So whenever they switch to that plot line, I kind of like drags a little bit. But other than that, I'm enjoying it. I'm not a fan of the game. I don't know the world that well, but I am digging on.
Yeah. So, like I said, I haven't finished the show yet, so I can't rank it where it is. My video game shows of all time. When I finish it out, I can finally give a thing. But here's my thing, Eli. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about the business model that they dropped this on. Because the thing is, they dropped it all at one time. They dropped, bam, 10 episodes. There you go. That's it. I still think that's a mistake to do that.
Yeah, and that's why I've only made it through half of it, because it is a struggle. Like I said, I was doing other stuff this week, and it was hard to like just get through the ones, like find the time to just get through the first 5 episodes I did get through.
Right, and people keep saying, "Oh, what are you complaining about? You can just watch it whenever you want to. Watch it a week episode at a time." You can't do that. Not with the internet.
Yeah.
You can do that because the thing is, okay, you're watching through the show. Okay, it's 10 episodes, 10 weeks later. By the time you get to the 10 weeks, anybody that has watched the show is going to spoil everything for you. They're going to talk about it. You're going to see a meme about it. You're going to hear a comment about it. You're going to see a video about it. And it's not like you're going to even be looking for it. It's going to be just on your feed, on your timeline, everywhere you go. So by the time you get 10 weeks later to get the end of the show, everything's already been spoiled for you.
Yeah, it dropped on Wednesday or Thursday? By Friday, I was seeing videos on YouTube ending of Fallout explained. I'm like,
right. So you can't sit around and wait. I mean, that's a good concept that you just sit there and just watch at your leisure. But nah, if you don't watch it when everybody else is watching it, they're gonna spoil it for you. And then on top of it, not only that, by the time 10 weeks come,
and then we'll just stay off the internet. Fuck off.
Stay off there. Fuck you.
No one can stay off the internet these days. Fuck off.
Right. Like in theory, yeah, but no, that's not gonna happen. But then on top of that, even if let's say you do avoid everything in there. Okay, 10 weeks later, you finally watch the episode. Let's say you do stay off the internet 10 weeks. You finally got to a 10 episodes, finished episode. Now you want to talk about everybody else. Guess what? Nobody's talking about it.
No one gives a shit.
We're done by then. We're not talking about this shit 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, they're already spoiling season 2,
Right. Because the internet, that's how fast the internet moves. The internet has moved on. Meanwhile, if you drop episodes a week at a time, or even two each episode, you got time to think about it. Eli, I guarantee you, if they drop X-Men 97 every episode on the first day,
night,
yes, we wouldn't be talking about it right now.
No, it'd be all done.
We'd be all done. We've moved on to something else completely different. We wouldn't have did into episode 5. All we were going to talk about is the last episode, and that was it. Everything else would have just flew by, But see episode 5, we can talk about it. We can dig into it. We can't talk about episode 6 of Fallout, whatever that is. Nobody's going to click on that. So, but that's the thing. So, like I said, Amazon needs to stop doing that shit and spread the shit out. And plus, it's easy for them. Like, a lot of people kind of wait for a show to drop so they can subscribe and do stuff like that. Gomer, So if you just drop it at one time, the people just subscribe, watch everything, move on. But if you spread it out, they kind of keep subscribers on. We get engagement, keep people talking about it. More people will watch the show. So I don't know why people are still following this 2010 business model. So that's all I got.
Yeah.
I like this show, but come on, Amazon, you could have thrown some bones, spread this shit out, and it would have gave more people talking. Right now, Eli, nobody's talking about it. I mean, there are people talking about it, but it's not getting. I don't think it's getting the buzz it should be getting. But if it dropped over a week of time and it started building an audience, people would have, just like X-Men 97. The first episode, people were just like, nostalgia shit, whatever, like that. Now, more and more people are starting to get on board of the show because more and more people are talking about it.
Because it does go into like, the 50s, the whole thing about the 50s, that's when everyone was doing the duck and cover shit.
Right.
The whole, the bomb rate, they were,
the atomic age was a big deal back then.
Yeah, the atomic age, and kids were doing like atomic bomb drills in schools.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s.
If you
and
think
now
about
kids these days are doing other drills in schools,
Yeah,
I mean, they could have totally made that, like, that connection of, like I said, it's got these social themes, going on that they really could be explored, and really could be like, we really could be talking about every week, with that. And then of course there's the classism. The vaults were, the vault was basically
there. Yeah.
are basically the 1% that had enough money to go into the vaults,
right?
And
she's sheltered. She's been in a vault the whole time. Now she's in the real world.
Yeah, she comes from a life of privilege.
Right. They say that's in the show. So yeah.
Yeah, and then you got Maximus and that whole thing. He's the knights. What are they? They're like a knight. Those robot suits. They're like
They're
a knight
from the game. I can't remember the names, but yeah.
Yeah, but they're like a Knights Templar. They're like trying to be like royalty. Like they're talking about my squire and
Right.
knighting him, and
But
they're like
they're
yeah.
assholes,
Yeah, but yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. It's like I said, it's not nothing new we haven't seen before.
Mhm.
Like we've seen post-apocalyptic, dystopian, futuristic.
But it's
stories.
having its
I mean,
fun. I
yeah.
mean, you got zombies, you got giant cockroaches, you got robots, you got all this stuff like that.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, what I was talking about, like I said, we're dealing with the 50s or that era, the atomic age. It was such a big deal. Pretty much all of Marvel's heroes around that time was influenced by that. Think about it. Everybody got radiation. Hulk, radiation. That's like a power. Spider-Man, radiation. Fantastic Four, radiation.
Fantastic Four, yeah.
Fantastic Four. X-Men. Eli, I'm reading all the old shit now. I just realized that, and when I read back and read it, so apparently Professor X's parents lived in New Mexico. Near that, around the time doing the
Oppenheimer shit.
Yeah, the Oppenheimer shit, Project Manhattan Project. Yeah, so apparently his parents lived in the area, and they talked about how they were doing bombs like that, so they got infected, and that's how he got his power. So all that radiation shit in the back of their head, that's what they were thinking about. So, and I'm pretty sure we miss people too, but that was the recurring thing. So yeah.
Well, Geiger, like we talked, Jeff Johns, he just launched his comic universe last week with that, all his, spinning out of that, was it Ghost Machine or whatever universe. But Geiger was like kind of like that. It was kind of like, he was like a radioactive man living in a post-apocalyptic dystopian future. That, so yeah, that kind of like, who knows? He might have been influenced by Fallout. That's the thing. That's what I found out this week. Like the first Fallout game came out in the 90s.
Yeah,
like, where the fuck have I been?
It's old as fuck. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because they play completely different than people know from the Xbox games. So
yeah. And the one I played was from like 10 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, if anybody want to get them, Steam is having a sale on. I think the entire Fallout franchise. If you want to just get them, I think I saw Fallout 4 for like $5 on there. If anybody wants to play it, so yeah, or it doesn't already own it.
Yeah. It showed up on. I don't know if it was PlayStation Network. It was one of it came free with one of my subscriptions, and I said I've never
because okay, so Bethesda bought Fallout, but Microsoft bought Bethesda, so I'm almost certain
it was probably Xbox.
It's probably Xbox. So if you get Game Pass, you probably can play all of them right now for free.
Yeah, because it was during like probably the pandemic when I tried, when I was bored and had time, but I still wasn't that bored.
Right.
Like Fallout. Yeah, just those role-playing games. They're just not my thing,
Okay. Last thing I want to talk about Fallout, because we got to talk about this because I keep seeing this shit on there. Eli, you're further than I am on there. So is the show woke?
Oh. Well,
it's a big thing. If you go online right now, that's the first thing that pops up. All these grifters, that's the first thing they're saying. Before the show came out, they were like, nobody wants to watch this woke garbage. Like, what's woke about? Is one of the cockroaches gay or some shit? Like, what's woke about it?
Well, the woman, she's one of the protagonists is a woman. There's the black guy.
Is it really that bad? A black robot?
I guess.
Is the zombie gay or some shit? I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, if it's not a straight white guy, it's woke. I guess that's what it is. That's the line.
Wow.
Straight white dude or woke.
Yeah. So they just saw white woman, black robot, gay zombie. They're like, it's woke. Like, is that where we are right now? Okay, y'all. I'm W because I'm watching the show and I'm like, okay, the first 2 episodes pretty good. I go to I wonder what everybody else is saying. And I see woke. I'm like, did I miss some shit? So I don't know. And like I said, it's got social commentary to it, which I actually like about that. Like I said, she's from high society going to the real world, and they play all this stuff like that. So yeah. So anyway, fuck those guys. Watch the show. We recommend it.
And the show is brutal as fuck.
Yes,
it goes hard.
Yes,
it's like The Boys.
It really is. Now that you think about it, yeah, it's basically the same vibe as The Boys. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's always fun.
So
that always put the smile on my face. So
yeah. So highly recommend. If you haven't watched it, click it, watch it. You don't have to know anything about the game. Matter of fact, The less you know, the better. Just go in and not knowing shit about it because the world is so engaging. You're gonna want to know more about it.
Yeah. Like
And the
I was like, I'm like, damn, should I play the game? And then I'm like, no, I probably.
I don't think the game is. I don't think the game is anything like this. I think this is one of the situations where the TV show or movie is far superior to the game. That's just my opinion. So yeah.
Yeah, or just watch the cutscenes or something on YouTube.
I don't think they have any. I think you just walking up to a dude and just talking. All
That's
right,
another thing is like you had to like choose your answers or something. Whenever you talk to somebody, you got to like choose your like response and shit.
Right, and it
And,
depends on
yeah.
whether how they respond to you. A persuasion goes up plus point or some shit. So,
Yeah, your charisma or your endurance or I can't do that, man. I can't do that.
Yeah. So we love the TV show. Fuck the game. So yeah. Watch somebody go love Fallout. Adam Way Diablo going to send us a nasty ass message on this shit. I can see it.
Yeah, he was like I because I remember like when he had that thing, I'm like, what is that thing? Oh, it's from Fallout. Like, okay.
And that's right. I think that's time when Fallout came out. Well, like Fallout 4 came out. So
And
he,
like,
it was fresh, so.
I worked with the dude. This is like shit, like a while, like shit, like 2015, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Obama might have still been in office, but I worked with the guy who had one of them wrist things, like the wrist things.
Oh,
that
that Pip Boy thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. He had one of those, and he was all proud of it. I'm like, what the fuck is that from? Oh, Fallout. I'm like, okay. Like, what the fuck is Fallout? So this has a huge following that I had no idea existed. So
everything's got a subculture nowadays. So yeah.
Yeah. So, but the show is pretty cool. So
yeah, I'm like highly recommend it. Everybody watch it. So yeah. That means we move on to the next part of the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, this is Comic Bullies. We're talking about comic books, and I'm gonna let Eli go first because he got some books to talk about. And I'm shocked he did not do Thundercats.
I did not know, man. I didn't read the new Thundercats. Did you read Thundercats?
Hell no.
Okay.
I saw
Well, the last issue was just okay.
I just saw the cover. I saw Chara on the cover, and I'm just like, hey, I'm not a furry. I'm just saying. I was young, and it was the 80s. That's all.
But if I was gonna bang a chick in a fucking costume,
I'm just saying, if I was,
yeah, if I was into interspecies erotica.
Okay. Damn, I should have deleted it. I should have posted a picture of Tara. I just posted a picture of Tara and just go, okay, hear me out. And just leave it at that. All right. So,
yeah.
all right.
Well, I guess I'll do Incredible Hulk number 11. Is it?
Okay. Hold on. Let me throw that up there. Bam. Okay. I got you.
So this is the new Hulk run where it's basically the monster of the week. He's
my bad.
on the run in New Orleans. He's got this this like teenage girl who was abused by her dad, and she's on the run with the Hulk. She got like kidnapped by this old lady who turns out to be a serial killer that kills kids and turns them into dolls. I forget her name, but it turns out she's like some biblical like demon thing. That's putting the souls of she's been doing this for like eons, stealing kids and putting their souls into these little dolls. Hulk basically fights her, kicks her ass. They fight. And then Gabriel or whatever, an angel, comes out and basically says, hey, you need to stop doing this. I know you're doing this shit for me. I forget her backstory. They give her a backstory on why she's doing this. But the other angel comes down and says, yeah, we're done. You don't need to do this anymore, blah, blah, blah. The Hulk basically destroys her. And then he's like, okay, it's time to go. I forget that girl's name. And she's like, Hulk, I can't move. What's going on with me? And then Hulk at the end, Hulk finds her, but she's a doll. So her soul's in a doll.
Man. So was he trying to save that girl doing the story? Or?
Yeah, he's trying to save her the whole time, And then she got put her she's inside a doll right now. That's where it ended. I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, I mean, I've been enjoying this series. This has been pretty cool. Like I said, it's taking Hulk back to its monster movie roots, and it's just he fights a different monster every issue, every month. Monster of the month, sort of story arcs. So yeah, I'll give it a
That's
4
what
out of
Hope
5.
stories used to be. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. 4 out of 5.
Cool. Okay, what I want to do is any of the X falling? Let's fall with the X. Oh no, not that. Let's see. More
Is
fall
this
of
the
X.
last issue or no?
Hell no, this shit never ended. It's the
Actually,
bottomless pit of falling.
Because I read Wolverine, the
Saber-Tooth
Saber-Tooth
War.
War,
Yeah.
and there's still like 3 or 4 issues left of that.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Well, I'm pretty sure. I think when the X finally falls, I think all these books are gonna get canceled. Like X Force is still going. Pretty sure it's gonna get
Benjamin Percy was writing that too.
Yeah, because they got to put Beast back in his box and all stuff like that. So, yeah. So anyway, no, the X were falling. Because remember, Iron Man is basically an X-Men book now.
Yeah.
He's
married to who's Emma Frost or whoever.
Married to Emma Frost. Yeah. So and he's teamed up with the X-Men to fight the Sentinels and all that shit like that, while they go do all other bullshit like that. So
the Sentinels are Iron Sentinels.
Iron Sentinels
Stark
because
Sentinels.
the bad guys stole his patent. They own Stark Tech now, so they just made Iron Man Sentinels now, so he can't do this shit. So anyway, last issue, he basically built a machine to fight all the Iron Man Sentinels and got his ass kicked. And we picked up from there. So yeah. All right. So the book starts off with Iron Man. Just strung up. I think I've seen that Man in Machine. I've seen this image before. I wish Cliff was here because I know he would point this picture before, but this is an homage or something else. But anyway, he's in a 50-foot Iron Man suit that just got hacked by Fei Long, who I got in trouble for that saying one time. Fei Long is his name. Like literally got hacked. He took a giant Iron Man Sentinel, plunged it into his heart, got out of there, and now is roaming through there like some kind of virus or some shit like that. So yeah. So meanwhile, Tony kind of like knocked himself on his head. So he has a concussion, and while he's seeing all kind of like weird hallucinations, shit like that. So basically, you get like a best of both worlds, a greatest hits of Iron Man, just like that. And I forgot they did this dumbass storyline where they basically said like the Starks adopted him, and he really was a son of a country singer or some shit. There's some dumbass Brian Michael Bendis bullshit that I thought they kind of got rid of, but nope. He is the gift that keeps on giving. So yeah, and he goes on past that, and he finds Howard Stark, his adopted father, and he gets drowned by all of his bad guys he's been fighting, Obadiah Stane and Whiplash and all the bullshit like that. Basically this part. Oh yeah, and he has dreams about Magneto also. So for some reason he's been having nightmares about Magneto lately. Why he have Magneto? He don't know. But he's like, it doesn't matter because Magneto is dead, so why having dreams? Or is he? And then I fuck all that shit. Don't care. Skip all past that. He reconciled with his dad or his adopted dad, whatever like that, stepfather. And then he wakes up and he finally realized that he finally makes it to the heart of the thing because he's trying to find a way to basically power his Iron Man suit back up. That giant Iron Man suit he's in right now. So he walks into the mainframe and bam, he gets knocked in the back of the head by Fei Long. Fei Long was there waiting for him the whole time. And Iron Man, then Tony's just like, no, this ain't gonna happen. So he blasts him. He like, that's for killing my friend, asshole. And then Fei Long is like hitting him with all kind of blasts, but he specifically made this suit to fight Fei Long. So this fight pretty much doesn't last long at all. Blasts him, grabs him, punches the shit out of him, knocks him out, and basically and Fei Long's like, do it, finish it. And Tony's like, no, I'm not gonna finish it. Turn off the Iron Man Sentinels, or I'm gonna make you wish I killed you. And it's when Fei Long basically drops a spoiler on him that we read in the other X-Men books. Here's the thing, Stark. I'm not controlling the Stark Sentinels. I was, but now they're being controlled by the robots that work for Orchis, like Omega Sentinel, Moria McTaggart, Nimrod. They basically played us. They wanted us to go into war with y'all the whole time. Meanwhile, they had their own plans to take over the world and kill everybody and just have robots take over the world. So I'm not even controlling the Sentinels. And they sent even more Sentinels to him. And basically, Fei Long is like, look, Stark, the only way we're going to get out of this, we got to team up. So the guy he's been trying to kill this whole time, and he basically calling the X-Men, he's calling Emma, like telepathic. He was like, hey, honey, can you send some X-Men over here to help me out? You're like, no, honey, we're busy right now fighting other Sentinels, so I have no X-Men to spare. And Tony, why did you lie to me? You're like, I didn't lie to you. Like, yes, you did. You told me you had enough power, or you didn't have enough power to power the Iron Man suit. And look at you, it's dead on the ground right now because you ran out of juice. You're like, well, I didn't technically lie. I said I knew a way to power the suit. I just didn't power it yet. So, but she's like, don't worry. While X-Men are fighting the Sentinels, I'm gonna send one X-Man your way to help you out. So you're welcome. And then that's when the Sentinel the Iron Man suit they're in just opens up, and boom, his greatest fear, Magneto, is there. So remember we talked about Magneto was dead? He got better. So, and Magneto's just like, your wife sent me, Stark. To be continued. So yeah, even though he's been and the next issue is Iron Man teaming up with Magneto to fight Iron Man Sentinels. So yeah, so that story. So pretty much, and I wonder with all this X-Fall and what they're gonna do with the Iron Man story, is they gonna reboot the Iron Man book or is it ending? I don't know what's going on. Like I said, this even though some shit happened, this felt like a filler, but I still enjoyed it when they finally got to the actual story. This whole backstory of him, and I hate that adopted parents bullshit. I thought they got rid of that, but whatever. Overall, 3.5 out of 5. Still enjoying it. The guest artist pretty cool.
So is this connected to the resurrection of Magneto?
He's already back. That's what I'm saying. They're basically saying like all that shit done. Magneto is here because he basically Emma sent him to go rescue Stark. Tony.
Well, yeah, and then I'm reading Wolverine, and he's fighting Sabretooth and all the Sabretooth clones, and getting all fucked up down there. But then he's also in that main X-Men book up in space, fighting Orcus ships and shit.
But like, didn't they say like the Wolverine Sabretooth shit happened before the Fall of X? I think they put like a disclaimer in there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought they said that. Maybe not, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, maybe sure. That works.
It's all
I suppose
it's all going to work out to work for everybody at the end anyway. So whatever. Anyway, that's why I'm not reading resumes because like he's going to come back. What the fuck? Basically, Storm went to hell, rescued him. He's back. There you go. I saved you like $20. So yeah. All right. So
another book. Yeah. The only other book I'm going to review is Transformers #7.
Okay, this one with Starscream.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So some shit happened.
Okay.
Yes, Daniel Warren Johnson, writing and drawing this shit, still continues to be dope. So we start out with like a flashback back on Cybertron, RC and Huffer and a couple other like C-list Autobots are engaging in a battle. They're getting all fucked up. RC goes in and sees like a corpse. Yeah.
I'm looking at the panel. I'm just the artwork.
That's Daniel Warren Johnson, man. Yeah. He's crazy. So she finds this like Autobot corpse, like skinned alive or like paneled alive. I don't know, like all his metals off of him and shit. Mm-hmm. So that was a flashback. Then we go back to I think this has to do with G.I. Joe and shit. The shit on the boat. The giant robot.
They're making that movie where they're crossing over or whatever.
Yeah. But then we go to the Decepticons. Now this shit's dope. The Decepticons. Mm-hmm. Starscream. He's been leading the Decepticons this whole time. Getting them all fucked up. Soundwave basically says, you know what? Starscream has been fucking us up ever since he's been leader. We keep getting our asses kicked. We keep getting our asses kicked by the Autobots who are barely functioning. We keep getting our asses kicked by the humans. Starscream basically sucks as a leader, and I think it's time for him to stand down. Who's with basically doing a mutiny? Right. And Starscream's like, "Fuck off! Who the fuck you think you are? I'm the leader of Decepticons." And all the other Decepticons are like, "Yeah, he kind of does suck." So Soundwave basically says, "I challenge you to be warlord or whatever, And then they have a fight, and then like one of I think it was Rumble. He says, "Hey, you must face him in battle." So they do. They have this, and it's Daniel Warren Johnson. He's a big pro wrestling fan. So, and his action is just crazy. It's basically Soundwave and just beating the shit out of Starscream. Like beats the shit out, rips him apart, has like laser beak, he's got the tapes, laser beak, the tiny laser hawk that turns into the tape. Fucking like rips out like one of Starscream's eyes and shit. And
damn.
Soundwave, like, this is for like stepping on Ravage, the dog. He had that dog, the robot dog and shit.
They kill Ravage?
Soundwave like crushed him a couple episodes.
But I thought Ravage was Soundwave's pet dog. Son,
yeah, the tape fucked him up. Yeah, he fucked him up. Starscream fucked him up like a
Star. Okay, I thought you said Soundwave fucked him up. So Starscream fucked him up.
No. So Laserbeak's like ripping out his eye, ripping out Starscream's eye, and Soundwave like, this is for stepping on my Ravage or whatever. Basically fucks him up, pulls his matrix out, the Allspark or whatever that's inside every Transformer robot, pulls that out, and then just throws Starscream's body off a cliff. So Starscream is dead.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. And then he's like, I'm going to use this spark to resurrect, not only resurrect Ravage, but I'm going to repair us. It's like, together, he like his big, huge speech with the Decepticons. Together, we are going to destroy the Autobots. Together, we're going to take over this world. Together, we're going to conquer the universe. Who is with me? And all the Decepticons are like, yeah, Soundwave. So yeah, Soundwave is the leader of the Decepticons. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
I don't know, but I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, Gomer will have to let us know if Soundwave was ever the leader of the Decepticons at any point in like any of the comics or on the cartoon. Like the cartoons I've watched, he never has been. But
as an expert of the Michael Bay movies, it's never happened there. So
what the fuck was Soundwave in the Michael Bay movies? Was he just like what the fuck was he? Like, he wasn't like a tape player, right?
Huh.
He was.
Honestly, I kind of forgot those movies, so I don't know.
I
know
do remember
he was in it, but yeah.
I do remember Ravage, like being in there, like he was like a big spiky.
He had all of them. He had all of them, but
yeah, I don't remember what Soundwave turned into.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Fuck, Eli. Now you got to make me watch that movie again.
A satellite or something.
Now I gotta watch the movie. I don't want to watch this movie, but it's gonna be stuck in my head until I watch that movie. You're gonna force me to watch.
Just Google Soundwave Michael Bay.
There you go. Okay, that'll save me from watching that movie because now it's like I can't concentrate until I watch that damn movie. So, yeah.
So anyway, so after that happens, we switch to the humans and what's her name, Carly or whatever, the Spike's friend. She's all mourning her dad, and so this is RC, that pink Transformer. Her, she's like talking to Carly. She's like, you know what? I lost my dad, or like somebody I considered my father once too. His name was Magnus, Ultra Magnus.
Ultra Magnus. Wait.
Yeah.
RC said it.
Yeah. Ultra Magnus
is her father
or her like mentor. She's like, he taught me how to fight and be a soldier, and then but I let my rage and my bloodlust consume me, and that's what got him killed. So I think that corpse here, that robot corpse, I think that's Ultra Magnus. Yeah,
that's metal as fuck. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So then we switch to Optimus Prime and Spike. Now, Spike, last issue, Spike's dad basically gave his life energy to reignite Optimus Prime's spark. Basically, bring back Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So and he's trying to comfort Spike, and but he's like, I understand why he did it. I know my dad sacrificed, for the greater good and all that, but I just needed me a moment. So like Optimus is like, okay, cool. I'll give you time for yourself. So this is weird. So they're driving. Optimus Prime he transforms in his truck and he's driving with the Autobots. They're going somewhere. But then Optimus Prime has these visions, like these like dreams. Like while he's driving, he has these like visions of holding Spike as a baby, like Optimus Prime holding Spike as a baby. Okay. And then he's like, "What the fuck?" and then crashes. So Optimus Prime's having visions. So I think when his dad like put himself into his matrix or whatever, into that his spark to reignite Optimus Prime, I think maybe his memories kind of got into Optimus Prime's memories, and that's what's happening. I think because Daniel Warren Johnson's, he's really into like anime and manga. He's like really into like Gundam and shit like that, Robotech and shit. So I'm wondering if he's bringing that like weird, you know, Ghost in the Shell shit from anime over to this comic. So
right.
I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, that's pretty cool. Just Optimus Prime having dreams, having visions and shit. So yeah, that's where it ends. And yeah, so this is another dope issue. I've like Dick rode this comic since it dropped. I love this fucking book. And it's another 5 out of 5.
Do a show tonight?
I don't know.
I don't know. Probably ain't posted. I wonder because I want to see what they have to say about this.
Well, I know before it dropped because Gomer, he said he had read it like last. When did he read it? He said he said, "Oh, it's so great," because he got an advanced copy or whatever. So
yeah.
So he was saying it's so great. Oh, it's so good. So I know he liked it. But yeah, this was dope. So another, double thumbs up. 10 out of 5 tacos, whatever.
Nice. Okay. All right. So next book I'm going to do is let me get out of here. Boom. Okay. Last book I'm going to do is a Superman book. We're going to do Action Comics number.
I did read this.
You did read this? Okay. All right.
I figured you would do it, so that's why.
Now, here's the reason. There's a reason I did it because I debated whether or not I'm going to do it or not. But when I saw who wrote this book, Josh Williamson, I was like, okay. Because he wasn't writing this.
No, I thought it was going to be Jason Aaron again, but I guess not. So,
no, I think Jason Aaron was just doing like an arc, like get in, get out.
The Bizarro arc, whatever.
Yeah, Bizarro arc. And he was like, okay, now he's done with the arc. Now let's move on to something else. So this one, yeah, Josh Williamson, I guess, is doing both books now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's pretty much the main writer on all the Superman books. So what do we got here? Move out there. Get that back up here. Oh, so it's Action Comics number 15. This is a new arc. The arc is House of Brainiac. That's what it is. We're gonna we haven't had a Brainiac story in a while. Actually, the last time I saw Brainiac was like in the Milestone universe. He was fighting like Icon or some shit.
Well, they've been teasing him for a while. Like I haven't read Joshua Williams' Superman book in like a year.
Yeah.
Or so, like last year, and they were teasing like Brainiac, and he was doing something with Lobo, so that's why I jumped back on.
Okay.
So
interesting. Okay, so basically this is okay. So I'm thinking so it's not really just a fresh arc. He's basically been doing this for a while.
Yeah, he's been building something up here. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, let's get to it. Action Comics number 10. What is it? 1050, I guess.
1063 or something.
1063. Oh, thank you. Okay, I could read that. All right. So here we go. So the book starts off with Space, the Final Frontier. And yeah, Brainiac is basically come to fuck shit up. And yeah, there we go. So Lois, day off. That's pretty much what it is. Lois have a day off. She has a mixtape from Pete Ross, which I don't know how she knows Pete Ross, because Pete Ross from Smallville, not from Metropolis. And I'm wondering, did Pete Ross make her songs from a mixtape, or is that Pete Ross mixtape? Is he rapping on it? Does he have like the hardest mixtape in Metropolis? I don't know. Anyway, she's doing a thing, going through that meeting. You basically get it's kind of introduction if you don't know the super family. You got super family. You got content.
Yeah, that's what kind of like, okay, this is going, because I wasn't reading the action book.
Yeah, but this is the introduction. So basically, since Lois's day off, she wants Connor and Keenan. I guess she wants them to watch the super Keenan and Kong. She wants them to watch the Super Twins. While she is basically going to Centennial Park. She sees Kara. She sees Lana Lang, Steel, and Steel. They got engaged. So
I didn't know Lana. I didn't know Lana was super now.
Well, I thought she was, and they went away, but then they brought it back. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she got powers now.
But that's good. I mean, that's just good. That's good comic book writing. One page, he introduces everybody.
Yeah, because they basically want you to feel like, okay, you can. This is a jumping on point for people.
Yeah.
trying to get into it. This is a jump on point for you, especially as his first time on the book. Perry Wright running for mayor. Matter of fact, says they're running for mayor, so you know who he is. Ron True works for the Daily Planet. Boom. So it's introducing you everybody in these books, and it's even introduced you to the supervillains because John Corbin, Metallo, they've been in there. He had his Metallo family. You got Bibbo showing up. You got Parasite,
yeah.
Who else we got here? Livewire, and these all people have been fighting. Lombard shows up, so yeah. Chica Coed. Now I'm not too familiar. I think he's new, or he might have been old. I don't know. Whatever, like that. Basically, status quo for Lex Luthor is that he has been transferred from Stryker's Island to Supercorp because he saved the planet. He saved Metropolis in the other Superman book. So the base of that. So he's going to Centennial Park. Centennial Park is like the big thing in Metropolis. Basically their version of Times Square. You know. And he introduced him to his daughter and Mercy. You know. So yeah, what is Lois Jimmy Olsen and his new girlfriend, who is the Silver Banshee, who used to be a Superman villain, but she's good-ish now. So yeah.
That's like I vaguely remember something about that.
We reviewed that book. That was in see, that's the thing. Everything they're doing, well, it's like they're combining the Superman book and the action comic book into one book. That's what it feels like they're doing. Yeah, because they're basically doing storylines from both of that.
That's smart. Well, if he's writing both books, that's
but he wasn't writing the action book. The guy that's writing the Hulk book now was writing that book.
Okay,
but he's
Kennedy
still
or whatever.
Kennedy, yeah, but he's still incorporating the stuff that was in that book in this book. But it's mostly the stuff because the Supercorp stuff never showed up in action, just in Superman books. But now it's showing up in here too. So it's like everything together like that. Anyway, and they're like, well, where Clark? So basically, they're doing yoga in Centennial Park. They're like, where's Clark? You know Clark. You know he is. He always late. But really, he's doing Superman shit. Yeah. So the thing is, what you have here is Superman having fun being Superman, flying with birds, dolphins. He sees a wave, puts his hand through the wave. So he's actually having fun as Superman. Is that a thing? Is that possible? I guess, you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, flying over a soccer game. I'm sorry. A football game. Football. Shout out to our listeners in Zimbabwe. Shout out to y'all. I see y'all. I hear y'all. So
FUTBOL.
Right. Football. Yeah. And the kid's like, hey, Superman. And he high fives the kid, breaks his arm, you know, anyway. And he flies over to the Centennial Park with everybody else, and he shows up as Clark Kent. Hey guys, how you doing? And like, Clark, what the fuck are you wearing? You know, because he got to be all goofball, nerdy, shit like that, because he's Clark Kent. And they're like, so why did you want to meet us at Centennial Park, and why are you taking a day off when you never take a day off? And they're like, we have an announcement day. And right before they make the announcement, Superman gets his super senses tingling. Basically here's some shit out of his left ear, you know, stuff like that. And they're like, Clark, what's going on? You know, he's like Clark Kent, and he's like, get out now. You can tell he switched. He ain't Clark. He's Superman. Like she knows the difference. She knows when you know different. And basically falling out of the sky is a bunch of Brainiac robots and Lobos. Even though Lobo's supposed to be the last Lobo. So Superman has already switched, and he's calling the super family, okay, y'all, stop doing what you're doing, stop playing arcade games and shit like that. Time to go to super mode.
Is that what that was? Did Brainiac shrink one of Lobo's cities or something?
I don't know. I don't know.
And that's how that's where these motherfuckers are from?
Well, see, here's the thing. Lobo said he was the last one. He's been saying it for decades. Like ever since Lobo ever was in a first comic book, he said he's the last of his kind. Either they got killed off or he killed them, one or the other. So how the fuck
is this something where Brainiac took one of the cities back in the day?
If that is a thing, that is a retcon. Okay, maybe that's the thing. That makes sense if that happened. But up until this point, Lobo was always saying that he killed. Basically, he was the last Zarnian. That's what he was saying. Yeah, so it's a whole bunch of Zarnian. It's a whole bunch of his planet people from Zarnian. They're here fucking up shit. The super people are fucking up shit. Everybody's wrecking. Lois Lane like, y'all know the drill. Come on, y'all know the drill. Do execute A or whatever like that every time a super war starts and shit like that. And while they're fighting, Steel is basically saying, I'm trying to call people, I'm trying to call the Justice League and shit like that. I can't get anything out of the city. Like nobody, we're just here, you know, like that while they're fighting. More Lobos are like, yeah, you bust stitches, you know, they're saying the bastiches, all this shit like that. and they're just shocked like that. Where the fuck are there Lobos? I thought Lobo was the only Lobo. Where are these people coming from? So yeah, and that's when Superman's just like, I know who's behind this. Brainiac. And that's so what you're saying, Eli, makes a whole lot more sense. And if there's a retcon,
because that's ringing a bell. Because that, like I said last time, like when I remember when they teased Brainiac, I think he had something to do with Lobo. So I'm wondering if that's what it was. If he had a shrunken Lobo city.
He stole his city. Okay, that makes sense. I'm cool with that, bro. Even though that is a retcon decades after Lobo was created. Whatever. Let's go with it. Superman fight a bunch of Lobos. So
well, didn't Lobo have a daughter like during the New 52 and shit? That was a New 52.
Well, his daughter's Lex Luthor's daughter.
Oh, okay.
That's who's in Lex Luthor's house right now. But anyway, and then he's like, okay, excellent. General Chakal, execute phase 2. Whoever Chakal is. All right, so we go to it, and like I said, I think they're going through Bibbo's place, Ace of Clubs. I think it's Ace of Clubs. I think so. Anyway, they're Super Court. They're Super Court, and everybody's blaming Luthor for this shit. Like, Luthor, what the fuck? What did you do this time, Luthor? Like, I didn't do this shit. I don't know what the fuck going on. I don't know anything more than you do. And that's when she's like, I know you behind this shit. And that's when like Luthor's AI goes on board. He's like, sorry, Luthor, you've already lost. And they were like, what's going on with LL01? Like, what's wrong with your AI, Luthor? Luthor's like, I don't know what the fuck that. I've never seen that thing before. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Because that thing has been in Josh Williams' run since his run started. And the thing has been like it's been running Supercorp. It's been
that hologram thing.
That hologram thing. It's been there since the first issue. Yeah. So, and everybody just assumed Lex Luthor built that thing.
So Brainiac built that.
Brainiac built it. Lex Luthor never seen that thing before. They're like, what the fuck? And that's when it starts getting overwritten by Brainiac. So Brainiac built that thing the whole time. And he's been the one, basically, he's been in control of Supercorp the whole time. Not Lex Luthor, not Superman, Brainiac. This a plot twist.
Shit.
So it's like, what are you doing,
dun,
Brainiac?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's supposed to be like, dun, dun, dun. It's supposed to be like a big shocking thing right there.
Yeah.
So, and that's when he's just like, okay. And he sends some more Lobos in to kill Lex Luthor. He's like, okay. And they blast them, and I think they take Lena or Mercy or both. They take both of them, and they snatch her, and then
bottling everybody up.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like that bottle image, I think that's the new thing. They want you to know they're being bottled. Visual image. So yeah.
Like it looks like a water bottle.
Like a water bottle.
Looks like a water bottle.
Right. But visually, you get it. You understand? So,
yeah.
So I like that. And Baby has been saying, Luke kill Luthor. And then basically the Lobos run at him, and Luke's like, well, I was trying to say this for rainy day. I was trying to use it for kill Superman, but I'll take you guys out. So basically, he gets like a light Green Lantern Lex Luthor armor thing.
The Doom shield suits.
The Doom, yes. Okay. Now you're making Doom references. But it only lasts for 10 seconds. So you got 10 seconds to take these guys out. So he crashed one through the window while it's falling, and he's basically like telling Superman, they're like, Luthor, what did you do this time? He's like, Superman, I didn't do this shit. But I know who's doing it. He's like, tell me. So he lands. He's like, look, Brainy behind this. And he's like, so what did you do? He was like, look, I just find him. Brainiac is here somewhere. You got to find him while they blast him. And basically, Supergirl gets snatched up. All the super family gets snatched up. Everybody gets snatched up left and right. You're like, Superman, what the fuck? So Superman's like, and then he gets captured by the Lobos. And then that's when General Chakal shows up, and then right before Jimmy Olsen gets killed by one of the Lobos, he flashes with a camera and blinds him, and while he recovers, that's when Silver Banshee, bam, blasts one of the Lobos away. And she gets snatched up. So and they get snatched up. And Superman realizes what's going on. Stryker Island gets hit, and all of his supervillains get snatched up. So basically, what Brainiac's doing, Superwoman, all of it. So any metahuman in Metropolis and Kryptonian get snatched up. He's stealing them, but less Superman. So Superman is fighting, and he gets his ass kicked by the Lobos because there's too many of them. And that's when General Chakal shows up, and he's looking at you. Oh, I heard. Oh, is this what they call a Kryptonian? I've heard of you. And then he gets blasted. He's like, oh yeah, did I hear something about you? You kicked my cousin's Lobo ass. I figured he was weak as fuck. So yeah, so he's ready to take it. He's ready to just beat his ass. And he's like, okay, we got everything. Let's go. He's like, well, it's time for us to go back to the ship, to the mothership. And Superman's like, cool, that's all I need to know. And because they thought Superman was weak as fuck. They're like, wait, he's stronger than that? So he just breaks out of their grip like it's nothing and just kick the shot at him. And he was like, okay, Chakal, take me to where we
Yeah, he was like biding his time. He was just like to get.
He made them think they thought he was weak as fuck. But like, nah, he could have broke out shit anytime he wanted to, but he didn't know where Brainiac's ship was. So now they get teleported, and right before he zaps Superman, Luthor shows up, and Luthor grabs. He was like, Superman, save us, and they get teleported to Brainiac's ship. So he knows Brainiac is close by, but he's been invisible. He couldn't see him. So right before he sees Brainiac's ship gets out of there, it teleports to God knows where. So he goes back to the Daily Planet, sits there to think. He can visualize everything that's going on. He sees people crying, Jimmy crying. He sees the Steel, because the Steels don't have power, so why would Brainiac take them? So and that's when Lois is like, Superman, they took the kids. And they look around, she's like, Clark, they took the kids. So, they made sure nobody was there first, And Lois is like, Brainiac. And that's when he realized that there's one person that knows where they are, Lobo.
Yeah.
So you got to find Lobo. So that's when we get the Council of Brainiacs. So, I guess. But I'm starting to recognize all of them, because the one on the right, that's the one from the Superman cartoon in the 90s, from the Justice League cartoon. That's him. That's the one from the Silver Age. The one in the back is like, all these are Lobos. Brainiacs that's already been a thing. So yes, this is technically the Council of Lobos. So yeah. So basically what Lobo's plan is that he wants to, instead of bottle cities, bottle super people and share that knowledge with the other Brainiacs of the multiverse.
Oh shit.
The House of Brainiac. So yeah.
The House of Brainiac, yeah.
Yeah. And the next issue, they say the Last Sons team up. So Superman has to find Lobo, team up with Lobo to save his family and Lex Luthor. But yeah,
cool.
So that's the book. Yeah. So honestly, I'm into the. Honestly, Jason Aaron's thing, I was kind of let down, but I was expecting a little bit more punch to it because of Jason Aaron. I know what he can do, but Joshua Williamson came out the gate swinging with this one. So,
yeah, I mean, this is like, I'm probably gonna jump back on Superman, because I was into the Tom Taylor shit. I dropped off a Joshua Williams Superman run a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm on board again. This seems like almost like a summer event right now.
It doesn't feel like, but summer is coming up. So yeah. So and like I said, it's action, and it's going to be in Superman next week or whenever it comes out next week. So it's bouncing back and forth. And Josh Williamson, writing every damn thing on the DC. So yeah, but hey, if you give me this, can you really complain? I mean,
no, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought.
Yeah. I think you went out.
Yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Superman's back, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? Anything else you got, or
no? That's it. I read this. I read Transformers, Hulk. What else did I read? Oh, the Wolverine. I already mentioned that. The Sabretooth War still going on. Laura shredded one of the Sabretooth clones. That was pretty cool. But other than that, what else? Is that it? What else did I read? Oh, Earth Divers. Divers.
I saw that. I knew you were going to read it, but you didn't read it, right?
I did read it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That came. Yeah, I think that's the final issue of that arc, of the 1776 arc, where they try to, the natives change history, go back in time to change history. Pretty cool. I'm kind of drawing a blank on what happened right now.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah, I mean, I read it the other day. I was reading the book and then Fallout, and but I do remember enjoying it. So, but yeah. I'm booked out.
I think that's all we got. I don't know if this Geeks and Comics recorded this week. I looked for it. I couldn't find anything. Normally Gomer would post something if they did something, because I really want to know what they said, what they want to know about Transformers. So yeah, like I said, they talk about the same stuff we talk about, but they go more in depth to it we do. So yeah.
Well, it would be a moment of destruction on their show, because Gomer and was it AKA David?
AKA David. Yes, they
and Adam
can go.
Adam and Normal. What's his name?
Yeah.
Is it Adam Normal?
I can't remember the third guy. Sorry, I don't remember who he was.
But was his name Adam
They had
Normal?
a Moment of Destruction show.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, where they just had a whole podcast just on Transformers.
And G.I.
Joe. The IDW. And
the
GI. Well,
IDW.
the IDW universe, which was revolved around Transformers and GI Joe and shit.
Yeah, and that was the show. That was it. And they went balls deep into it.
Yeah, and since this whole Energon universe, the Image Energon universe with Transformers and Duke and Cobra Commander and Void Rivals, they've been. Gomer calls it the moment of destruction.
Okay, he shrunk it down. So okay,
yeah.
But damn,
so.
they should have recorded. I'm mad at them. I'm gonna send them an angry message. They should
like,
record.
yeah, this is pretty. Yeah, I mean, Soundwave becoming leader of the Decepticons is pretty big in my. Like I said, I don't know if that's ever happened before, but I thought that was pretty sweet.
Now, notice I got excited when you started saying Soundwave because I only had like a few Transformers toys. Soundwave was one of them. So
and Soundwave was just he was just cool. Like, even though he turned into a tape deck,
right?
Like,
what do you do with a tape deck?
Yeah, what do you play with a tape? But the tapes turned into different monsters like Rumble and Ravage and Laserbeak and Buzzsaw,
spies and stuff like that. And,
they're like, he was a spy, but then he had the cool voice. That's the thing, is Soundwave had he sounded like a robot.
Right, because what I would do, I would like, the oscillating fans that we used to have back in the 80s that don't exist anymore. I would. We all did it. We talked to the oscillating fan. Every time
Oh yeah. I actually
we all did it. We all did it.
I had a Transformers voice changer. Like,
oh, okay.
It was like a headphones with a microphone, and then it looked like an Optimus Prime like Walkman. And you put it on your belt, and you just spoke into it, and it sounded like you were speaking into the fan.
Now that you said that, I'm doing it next week. I'm doing it. I still have my oscillating fan around here somewhere. I'm talking to it and record my stuff.
This is Leroy. This is Comic Book Bullies mission.
This is futile.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like I said, if you listen to this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. If you listen longer than 30 seconds, we appreciate you. You have helped us in the algorithm. Also, I finished the X-Men Days Future Past comic thing. I finished the comic review. It's on the page. If anybody want to look at it, check it out. We got some hits on it. Let's get that thing to 500. Let's get the thing to 500 before the end of the week.
I'll give it a share.
Yeah, just get shared out. I'm pretty sure we're actually not too far away. Just put it out there. I'm gonna do some more work to get it up there. And then a week, like next week, I don't know what's gonna happen next week. Oh, you know what happens next week? I think what happens next week. Rebel Moon 2. I think that's next week. We'll talk about it. The greatest movie ever made. We'll talk about it next week. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And we'll talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.
Tell her we've gone too